Hello friends, this is Vas again. Welcome to my channel. Remember, you can subscribe to it, you can leave comments, and you can click like if you like this video. I have few more questions which subscribers asked me, and while I'm traveling I still would like to answer them. And I hope that everybody is doing well, because seems like we have another wave of COVID, and pandemic is still moving pretty determined throughout the world. The question is, what one can say about Izmir? And the subscriber asked me to compare Antalya and Izmir. I have been to Izmir. I have some acquaintances who live in Izmir, and here's what I will say. Izmir is a really different world compared to Antalya. First of all, Turkey is pretty big, and population of Turkey is rather large. And the style of living, the style and preferences for life differ in different locations. You can find people from ultra-conservative to quite liberal disposition. And Izmir is more on the liberal side. The reason I'm saying that is that historically, traditionally, it is closer to Europe. The other reason for that is existence of the university and of a large population of really young, educated or getting education people. That really influences on the atmosphere of the city. So if you are younger and if you're looking for some kind of an intellectual stimulation and making friends with younger people, or you simply on the side of academia, of really well educated, and you enjoy intellectual activities, stimulate intellectual activities, Izmir is probably a good ground, cultivation ground for that. The other thing about Izmir is this is one of the Turkish industrial sites. A lot of things are built in Izmir. For instance, Istanbul is more like a showroom. Pretty much any company in Turkey, and I'm talking about company which is well grounded and has some budget, they would have a showroom in Istanbul. It is just a tradition that most people would go to Istanbul to see things, and often the same companies would have some kind of a manufacturing facility somewhere around Izmir, or there are a few other ones too. Since we're talking about Izmir, I can tell you that it is really industrial center. The other thing is more of a personal experience. First of all, the weather in Izmir is different than in Antalya. I would say it's a little bit less sunny. What I mean by that is there are fewer days than in Antalya that are sunny. Sometimes you have rain, which is a good change for the move if that's what you are in mood for. And the other thing about Izmir, because it's a manufacturing and it's a large city, lots of traffic, I found that it's a little bit more polluted. And for that reason, to me, it really doesn't appeal. I really don't want to live in a city which is polluted. As far as the prices between Izmir and Antalya, I would say you can probably find that prices are somewhat the same for the real estate. Just like anywhere, location matters, and the better location is, the more expensive would it be. I've seen people moving out of Izmir to Antalya, and I've seen people moving out of Antalya to Izmir. To my taste, that's not where I want to be, but to your taste, it may be very attractive. That's pretty much my comparison. The other question which people ask me, and that is about health insurance. Health insurance is important for everyone who decide to live in Turkey, and for that reason I'm going to break down a few things. I will make it in a short fashion. I will not go really deep into detail, because details really differ for different people. And whether you are a retired person, whether you're just applying for residency because you want to live in Turkey, maybe you're working online, remotely, maybe you're a digital nomad. Nevertheless, first of all, to apply for residency, you have to buy private health insurance. And it costs up to about 1,000 Turkish lira per year. It could be much less, it could be much more. It really depends on the conditions which you select. That insurance is required by government, and it really covers very little, almost nothing. And it covers pretty much only in government clinics or government hospitals. If you go to a private hospital, it will cover absolutely nothing. You can negotiate and you can buy a different plan, and that would include other things. For instance, this 1,000 Turkish lira or up to 1,000 Turkish lira plan will not include coverage of any chronic disease like diabetes, heart things, etc. If you want to have coverage for that, you will have to negotiate with the private company. Also, I will leave in a description a few private companies which offer private insurance, health insurance. There are agents which represent them, and you can talk to them if you wish. And if you need to find one, you can ask me privately. Perhaps I can refer you to somebody. But in general, I don't like doing the referrals in my videos because that sounds more like an advertisement and propaganda. I'm just sharing my knowledge with you. To find those agents is not difficult. Depending on your health conditions, you will have to negotiate how much coverage you will get, what will be covered, etc. And the insurance, extended insurance, will cost you up to 3,500 lira per year, which is maybe expensive for some, but if you compare to what people have to pay in the United States, that will be basically breadcrumbs and absolutely nothing, because in the United States, just from my recent experience there, the prices have risen even more than ever. So for that particular reason, I can tell you that in Turkey, private insurance is very affordable. Also, the medical care in Turkey is very good, whether you're going to go to government clinic or private clinic. In fact, I know many people who prefer to go to government clinic. It may not be as glamorous, and maybe the renovation is not very fresh, but overall, all the appropriate procedures, all the appropriate tests, and all the modern contemporary equipment is available and used. Now, one can actually get government coverage after 1 year of being a resident. The exception is if you are over 65, many private insurance companies will not cover you. Simple as that. You have to go with the government insurance, and that is about 800 Turkish lira per month. And you have to pay religiously, otherwise you will be denied care. So if you are falling into this category, then prepare to be very disciplined. The good news is that in most cases it's a family coverage. That means that you paying for entire family. After 1 year of being a resident of Turkey, you can actually apply and get government coverage. It will be used in government clinics. It covers 100% hospitalization, and I think up to 80% of ambulatory and medicine and tests, etc. It is very good coverage, and knowing that in Turkey medical care is not very expensive, that is really fine. So if just to sum it, if you are moving to Turkey and you're going to apply for residency, budget some money for the private insurance and be prepared to stay with it for 1 year. If you have any chronic disease, then you have to budget for that too. You will be paying more as a premium. And after 1 year, you can move to the government insurance, and that will be a family affair. So if you have 4 or 5 people in your family, it will be still the same price. I hope you will find it interesting. I hope you will find it informative. So you can leave like for this particular video and subscribe to this channel. Ask me more questions in the comments and I will be glad to answer whatever I know, and if I don't know, I can research. I'm Vas. All the best.